Good morning, students. So, we have already completed the first unit of the financial management, and today is the first revision classes of the Unit-1, and that is till now what we have studied, what we have learned in the first unit. We have to recap all the things in the short manner and in the point wise. We can highlight all the things. So till now in the first unit we have already covered, that is the what? Business finance. Okay, that is conceptual foundation. Another, that is the business finance. Importance and scopes. Okay, and another, that is the how the relationship of relation of finance with other business function. My dear students, as for you know, that is the business finance is an important part or important thing. Finance is an important thing in the business organizations. As we do know, that is we need food in order to survive. We need energy to survive. That food and energy is flows through the blood, which provides, that is a strengthen and the support to the every part of the body organization. Similarly, that is the finance is the what? Lifeblood of the business organizations. Lifeblood we can say. If that is business is sustaining, business is surviving, or business is expanding, growing, all the things with the help of the business finance only. We cannot ignore the things or the importance of the business finance or the finance in the business organization. Finance in the business organization. My dear students, so what is the business finance? The finance which is required to business, to run the business, to strengthen the business, to expand the business. The role of the finance or the importance of the finance in the organization is termed as the business finance. So many definitions we have also acquired it. That is, business finance is also what happened, broadly defined the activity concerned with the planning and the raising, and that is the controlling and the administration of the funds. Okay, प्लानिंग, फंड्स कहाँ से लाना है, कैसे हमें उसे यूटिलाइज करना है, कैसे राइज करना है, ऐसे प्लानिंग का मतलब दैट इज हमें बिजनेस क्या बिजनेस करेंगे, कैसे बिजनेस को यूटिलाइज करेंगे, कैसे बिजनेस कितना खर्चा होगा स्टार्टिंग करने में, ये सभी डेफिनेटली दैट इज रिलेटेड टू दैट ऑफ द व्हाट, दैट इज द बिजनेस फाइनेंस विद द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द प्लानिंग. राइजिंग करना भी एक इम्पोर्टेंट है. खाली घर बैठे बैठे पैसा कभी नहीं आ सकता है, उसे हमारा दिमाग लगाना चाहिए किस तरह की फाइल्स we required, that is so it will be very important to the things that we have to also have in the mind. And another, it is also we have to control the finance so that it will lead to the profit of the organization, that we have to carried and we have to read in the objectives of the business finance, that will cover it in the revision classes. And another, we have to see the administration, how it is already, that is कंट्रोलिंग करने के लिए हमें मैनेजमेंट कैसे करना है, जो कि इट इज वन ऑफ द वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज कंसेप्ट ऑफ द व्हाट रिगार्डिंग द बिजनेस फाइनेंस, दैट यू हैव टू आल्सो सी इट. ओके, सो सिमिलरली दिस इज वन ऑफ द पॉपुलर डेफिनेशंस by the Wheeler, that is he says that is the business activity is concerned with the what happened acquisition and the what that the conservation of the capital, acquisition and the conservation of the capital. That is a very important point to be remember. Acquisition matlab how to that is to get the finance and how to conserve so that it should be used in the better manner and it should be used in the pandemic period. That we have to see it in the that is the in the drastic conditions you have to see, that is how to use the business finance. So many definitions we have already covered. My dear students, that is the importance of the business finance is very important. That is we have to see three categories. That is what happened. We know that is the business. That is what happened. One point you have to see that is what happened. Business finance, that is what increase in size, increase in size and influence the business enterprise. Another point that is we have to discuss it, wide distribution of corporate ownership. Third point you have to see it, that is the separation of ownership and the management. This is what we have to see, that is what happened, how that is the impact of the business finance, impact or that is the importance of the what business finance. Or which is resulted to so my dear students, when you regarding discussing the importance or the impact of the business finance, means the business finance is only bring the three important features. Increase in the size means already what we have discussed, that is the business finance increases the or expand the business functions. It helps in the growth of the growth and size of the business organizations. From one business organization to another business organization, it is only possible when there is a sufficient or funds or sufficient finance is within the business or with the owner or the management, whatever may be, whoever may be, will over the things that we will discuss further. Okay, means that is the देखो हमें शरीर को अच्छा स्वस्थ रखने के लिए हमें एनर्जी चाहिए, एनर्जी के लिए क्या चाहिए, फूड चाहिए, फूड भी that is the what happened, that is nutritious food must be there. Similarly, the business finance is also very important to that of the business organizations. Without business organization, it is a very difficult to expand the business organization, that we know very well. And another, it is influence the business enterprise. What happened? So, if the goodwill of the business enterprises develops or increases with the good amount of the business or good amount of the finance in the business organization. See, as we know that is we are dependent upon the inflow of the money to the organization. Similarly, outflow means paying to the customer to the right at right time. That is also great important. If you have a sufficient of fund, then you can pay the debt, you can pay the bill, you can pay to the customer at right time. So whatever may be, all the things, it is a very important. So it highlights the importance of the business enterprise. Okay, क्योंकि मार्केट में हमें कभी भी पेमेंट के लिए जो लेट करते हैं, जो सम बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो लेट करते हैं लोगों का या फाइनेंसर का या जो डिफरेंट पार्टीज जो एजेंट होते हैं उनका भरोसा उड़ जाता है। तो हमें यह नहीं करना चाहिए। चाहे हमें कितना भी अपने लिए कट कर सकते हैं, बट दूसरों के लिए जो कि हमारे ऊपर डिपेंड होते हैं उनके लिए बहुत दैट इज देखना चाहिए। दैट इज ओनली पॉसिबल विद द हेल्प ऑफ द सफिशिएंट मनी और द सफिशिएंट फाइनेंस इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। एंड अनदर द वाइड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेट ओनरशिप, yes, it is a very impact of the what happened, that is the business organizations. You know, when the finance is more, the business is expanding, the ownership is also expanding. The ownership one to another. आज अगर बड़े बड़े कंपनी टाटा की बात करो या रिलायंस की बात करो, एक छोटे कंपनी से लेकर आज बड़े कंपनी बन गए। कैसे बन गए? वो दैट इज द ओनरशिप उनका बढ़ता गया। कैसे बढ़ता गया? उनका शेयर बढ़ता गया। कैसे बढ़ता गया? इट इज ओनली इफ यू हैव ए दैट इज इफ दे आर एक्वायरिंग द और एक्विजिशन द फाइनेंस फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड लेटर दे आर डेवलपिंग। अगर जो बोलते ना, अगर पैसा अगर पॉकेट में नहीं होगा तो सोच नहीं कर पाएंगे क्या कर सकते हैं। पैसा है तो सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, पैसा है तो चिंता भी कर सकते हैं हमें कैसे आगे बढ़ना है। पैसा नहीं तो हमें दूसरों के पास हाथ फैलाना पड़ता है, जो कि हमारा एक नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट होता है। सो दैट शुड बी अवॉइडेड। ओके, हमें सफिशिएंट फंड रखना है। एंड वी नो दैट इज इन द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन द ओनरशिप एंड द मैनेजमेंट इज टोटली डिफरेंट। दैट वी नो वेरी वेल। Okay, the owners who funds the finance to the organizations, the management who controls the business finance. They are the two, what happened, we can say that is the two separate things in the field of the what happened, the business organizations, that we know. And the business finance is also very important or interrelated to both of them. If one is supplying the or having the large amount of the funds, when another has to control in or utilizing the what, that is the business finance. So this is one of the very important topic we have to discuss this. Now we have to see that is the what happened, why we required, that is the requirement of the business finance. It is mostly in with the what happened, that is fixed capital requirement, and another working capital requirement. We require the business finance. We require the finance to that of the business organization. Mostly, probably of the basically for two types of the requirement. One is for the fixed capital purpose, and another for the working capital. What is the fixed capital? The capital we utilize, the funds we utilize for acquiring the assets. Okay, for acquiring the assets, for purchasing the plant and machineries, for establishing the business, that is all, that is the fixed capital requirement. और वर्किंग कैपिटल, उसे चलाने के लिए हमें पैसा चाहिए हर दिन। जैसे एक एग्जांपल लेता हूँ, गाड़ी खरीदना है तो एक बार खरीदते हैं और गाड़ी को मेंटेनेंस करना चाहिए, गाड़ी को फ्यूल भरना चाहिए। अगर ऐसे नहीं करेंगे गाड़ी भी नाकाम हो जाएगा, गाड़ी भी दैट इज काम नहीं करेंगे। सो सफिशिएंट फंड होने के नाते हमें ये देखना चाहिए कि दैट इज वन, वी हैव टू एक्वायर द कैपिटल और वी हैव टू रिक्वायर फाइनेंस फॉर एक्वायरिंग द फिक्स्ड एसेट्स, एंड अनदर वी नीड द बिजनेस फाइनेंस फॉर रनिंग ऑफ द और डे टू डे ऑपरेशन ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. In this way, that is what when business that is finance is required for the mainly mostly two types. That is one is the fixed capital purpose, and another that is the what happen, that for the working capital requirement. So this is the one of the 2 points, that is what we have to pay, that is the what significance and the importance of the what business finance. So let us discuss. I am again highlighting one of the things, that is the recording you have taught, that is the classifications of the business finance. So how that is the classified? The business finance is classified. So classification of business finance. Okay, students, see here, on the basis of we are discussing the, that is one, you can say that is the sole proprietor, finance. Another is the partnership firm finance. Another is, that is corporation or company finance. Okay, alright students, another we can say that is the, on the basis of the period, again we can say that is one thing, on the basis of period. One is long term, medium term, and the short term. And on the basis of ownership, owners fund, and borrowed fund. Students, regarding I am just highlighting about the classifications of the business finance. It is regard for the single, that is the proprietary finance means for the single manship or the one manship organization के लिए finance चाहिए. Who is the prime authority of the business organizations? He is the only who decides, that is acquisition and controlling of the finance, that is depend upon him only. That is the, it is a one man business organization के लिए finance भी चाहिए. Again we record also finance, that is according to the partnership firm business. So on the basis of the partnership firm, many people are there associated in the partnership organization, and that is also the collection or the acquisition may be what, that is very easy as compared to that of the what happen the sole proprietor, but it is also difficult to what happen that is getting, because the name and the name of the firm and the goodwill of the partnership, it is also that is depend upon the partnership firm, and it is also manageable and controlled by the all the partnership, that is you have to see it. And another you have to corporation or the company finance you have to require. It is also what happen the all the company form of organizations में भी whatever भी जितना बड़ा कंपनी होगा उतना पैसा और इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट भी ज़्यादा होगा, इतना भी रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंस भी उतना ही ज़्यादा होगा. तो उसके लिए भी वो पब्लिक से भी लेते हैं, नहीं तो शेयर होल्डर से भी लेते हैं, वो करते वो एक्वायर करते हैं, और कंट्रोलिंग भी इट इज डिपेंड अपॉन द मैनेजमेंट, द फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. सो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आफ्टर दैट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट एज इन कंपैरिजन टू दैट ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस वी नो, that is mostly I have that is highlighted, that is on the basis of the period and on the basis of the owners and on the basis of the sources of generation. When I am discussing about the sources of basis of the period, that is the only long term finance, medium term finance and the short term finance. It is duration required. if you for the short term finance, we can say that is the what happen the requirement or the business the finance which is required only for that is what happen 1 to within 2 years. Okay, so medium term means it may be the 2 to 5 years, and more than 5 years it will be considered as the long term finance. It is the we are getting the sources of the finance that depend upon the business organizations that we know very well. Okay, and that is on the basis of the ownership, that is the owners fund and the borrowers fund. ओनर्स फंड्स उनका निजी पैसा होता है, कंपनी का जो ओनर होते हैं या बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो भी फर्म होता है वो उनका जो ओनर्स होता है उनका जो पैसा देते हैं ओनर्स, दैट इज द ओनर्स फंड, इट्स हिज ओन फंड. एंड वेयर इज दैट इज द बोरोड फंड जो कि वो बाहर से पैसा उठाते हैं, मार्केट से पैसा लाते हैं, बिजनेस फाइनेंस इंस्टीट्यूशन जो पैसा देता है, या दैट इज यू कैन से दैट इज जो कि क्रेडिटर होते हैं वो लोग जैसे हमें बाहर से पैसा देते हैं वो लोग बोरोड फंड जो कि हमें लोन माध्यम से लाते हैं वो है दैट इज द बोरोड फंड. एंड ऑन द सोर्सेस ऑफ द बिजनेस जनरेशन वी कैन से द इंटरनल सोर्सेस ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड एक्सटर्नल सोर्सेस ऑफ द what that is the organizations. That is inside the organizations also there is some business organizations we are also doing. Okay, that is retaining profit and whatever maybe that is the internal sources, and बाहर से भी that is the external sources of finance भी those financial institutions banks वगैरह जो भी होता है वो they are also lending the money. So this is the what happen, that is the what happen very important things we have to cover about the classification of finance. So another things you have to see that is the what happen, that is when you are discussing the scope and the business finance. So let us start about the what happen, that is the what is the approaches. Okay, आजकल हमें ज़्यादा भी देखना पड़ेगा that is the approach को कैसे करना है. So approach of the business finance. Mostly we are discussing two types. One is the traditional approach and another is the modern approach. Okay, my dear students, listen here. In the case of the traditional approach, it is starts during the 1920s to 1930. The traditional approach, it is all the manuals, and we can say that it is termed as the corporate finance. As well also we can say that is described according to the approach. It is only the procurement of the funds, कैसे फंड्स लाना है उसके ऊपर हाईलाइट किया गया यूजर्स के ऊपर में, बट कंट्रोलिंग नहीं था. बट मॉडर्न अप्रोच में हमें एक्विजिशन से लेकर प्लानिंग एंड एक्विजिशन कंट्रोलिंग ऑल द टेक्निक्स आर देयर रिगार्डिंग द व्हाट बिजनेस फाइनेंस. इसका एक ही मैंने वेरी क्लियर कट डिफरेंस है. ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच में हमें कैसे मनी एक्वायर किया जाए, मनी कैसे लाएंगे उसके ऊपर इंपॉर्टेंस दिया गया, बट कंट्रोलिंग के ऊपर नहीं दिया गया. कंट्रोलिंग के ऊपर देने के लिए हमें दैट इज मॉडर्न अप्रोच में क्या गया, दैट इज हाउ टू गिव द हाउ टू कंट्रोल द बिजनेस फाइनेंस सो दैट इट विल बी गिवन एक्स्ट्रा प्रॉफिट टू द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आल्सो. अगर कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं तो जहां चाहिए वहीं पे खर्चा करेंगे. Haphazardly will not give the finance to every department or every organization, that you have to know it. And that is which is concept under that is the modern approach. Mostly it is we have to discuss that is the proper. Here it is that is the we can say that is the what acquiring of funds. Acquiring of funds में था, but यहाँ पे that is what that is what controlling. One of the very important things. Alright, that is the controlling of the funds. Okay, all the things that you can say that is from the traditional approach only we have gone to that of the what modern approach. Okay, so with the traditional approach we cannot, but the traditional approach is modernized. The many more things are added to that of the modern approach. So mostly when we are discussing about that modern approach, we have to discuss about that is three things. What is that is the investment decision, okay, and another that is the financing decision, and another that is what happen we can say that is the dividend, okay, that is the dividend decisions. Dividend decisions. These are the three things we have to discuss in the modern approach. That is what happened. In the case of the investment decisions, the business भी सोचना चाहिए कैसे हमें, that is make investment, that is the acquiring money, तो better money, better investment कर सकते हैं, तो better return भी आ सकता है. It should be the risk less. Okay. और फाइनेंस भी करने के लिए हमें डिसीजन लेना पड़ता है, दैट इज किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को, किस डिपार्टमेंट को कैसे कितना फाइनेंस किया जाए, विच इज अ गुड थिंग्स विच विल बी वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल टू अस, दैट यू हैव टू थिंक इट. एंड अनदर दैट इज द डिविडेंड व्हाट यू हैव टू पे टू द आवर दैट इज द शेयर होल्डर्स व्हाटएवर, दैट इज parties, other parties, those who are engaged with the organizations in regarding the acquiring the finance, उनको कितना प्रॉफिट से दिया जाए, कंपनी भी वही डिसीजन करना है, जो कि these three things is away from not in the case of the what tradition approach. Okay, so it is only that is the discuss, that is the how to acquire the money or how to get the finance. But here in the case of the modern approach, we have to discuss, that is the what when three things is very very important. This is the one of the function of the modern approach, that is the very very interesting to know. Okay, my dear students, after that we have to see that is what the another point, that is clearly the aims of the business finance. Okay, in the case of the aims of the business finance, we have to see it. What is the aims of the business finance? Aims of business finance. Okay, in the case of the aims of the business finance, what we have to see it, that is the acquiring sufficient funds. Second point, proper utilization of fund. Third point, increasing profitability. Okay. Fourth point, that is what happened, maximizing the firm's value. Maximizing firm's value. Okay. So, my dear students, when you are discussing about the business, that is aims of the business finance, you have to see, that is the what happened, how to acquire the sufficient fund, so that in the drastic conditions we will be use that funds. And when we are running the business, we should not the business organization should not have the scarcity of the fund, because that will the helper to the goodwill of the organizations also. Okay, so acquiring sufficient fund, उसको भी ध्यान में रखना है. जो फंड कलेक्ट किया यहाँ पे, उसे कैसे यूटिलाइज करेंगे, उसको भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए. प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन मीन्स प्रॉपर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ द फंड, जो कि हमें इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजंस, जो कि फाइनेंसिंग डिसीजन वो देखे, उसको भी हमें ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. ओके, सो ये प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन, अगर मनी को अगर ज़्यादा माने जो कि प्रॉपर यूटिलाइज नहीं करेंगे, तो लॉस विल बी ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ओनली. सो डेफिनेटली वट एवर मे बी. ओके, सो इंक्रीजिंग प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, अगर ये दोनों सही हुआ, तो now we can say that it can lead to that of the profitable organizations. It will grow the organizations, and it will lead the profit of the organizations. That will be the very very important impact. अगर वही दोनों फंक्शन अगर कम हो गया ना, that is definitely there is a profitable नहीं, जो कि हमें डिविडेंड पॉलिसी जो है, डिविडेंड डिसीजन जो है, वो नहीं काम कर पाएंगे. और ये that is the maximizing the firm's value, जो कि wealth maximization है, that is the very very important. ओनरशिप को भी देखना चाहिए ना, मैनेजमेंटशिप, that is the acquiring the कंट्रोल करना, कंट्रोल करके उनका प्रॉफिट जो वगैरह ले जाते हैं. मैनेजर को क्या, दैट इज ओनरशिप को क्या जाता है, ओनरशिप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा दैट इज किस तरह की डेवलपमेंट किया जाए, किस तरह की बिजनेस को ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ग्रोथ किया जाए, किस तरह की एक्सपांड ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट इज ओनली विल हेल्प इफ देयर इज ऑल द three things will be efficiently, and that is the what happen, it is the maximizing or the farm's value is also increased. That is a very very important things you have to discuss here. Okay, another regarding the things we have to discuss, that is one of the very very important, that is what is the scope and the content of the financial, that is the function. Scope and scope of, that is finance function. स्कोप ऑफ फाइनेंस फंक्शन में हमें ध्यान देना है एस्टिमेटिंग फाइनेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट, another deciding capital structure, okay, another selecting the sources of finance, okay, and another, that is proper cash management, and another selecting proper pattern of investment, implementing financial control, etc. My dear students, जो कि हमें डिस्कस करना है, दैट इज द स्कोप और द कंटेंट ऑफ द फाइनेंस फंक्शन में हमें एस्टेब्लिशमेंट करना है कि एस्टिमेट करना है फाइनेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट, फाइनेंस मुझे कितना चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू रन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, हमें होना चाहिए. अगर ठीक से नहीं कर पाएंगे तो डेफिनेटली विल डोंट हैव एनी, और आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे. कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर को भी देखना चाहिए, हमें कितना रिक्वायरमेंट है, कितना हमें लाना है, ये सभी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है, कौन से फंक्शन को मैंने कौन से डिपार्टमेंट को कितना चाहिए. उसका हर कंपनी का हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का कुछ स्ट्रक्चर होता है, और कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर दैट शुड बी, दैट इज द रिक्वायर्ड वेरी वेरी एसेंशियल पॉइंट. ओके, एंड अनदर सोर्सेस ऑफ फाइनेंस, कैसे बिजनेस फाइनेंस लाना है वो भी देखना चाहिए हमें. प्रॉपर कैश मैनेजमेंट भी करना है, इनफ्लो एंड आउटफ्लो ऑफ द कैश को भी देखना चाहिए. एंड प्रॉपर पैटर्न ऑफ जो इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन में पहले से बोल चुका हूं, और बाद में ईयर आफ्टर वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस इन द फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन, दैट इज द पैटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए, इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन ऑफ द रिक्वायरमेंट इज देयर. एंड फाइनेंशियल कंट्रोल भी बहुत जरूरत है. फाइनेंस को अगर कंट्रोल नहीं करेंगे, अगर इधर उधर दैट इज बेकाबू अगर पैसा को मैंने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के पैसे को अगर यूज कर सकते हैं जो कि हमें not proper manner, so definitely we will face the what happen, so many losses we have to face it. Okay, and that is another we can see, that is the agar surplus हुआ तो proper use of the surplus, another function it is the proper use of the surplus, अगर पैसा अगर if the finance is or the profit is more and extra after that is जो भी हमें डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने के बाद प्रॉफिट को अगर कुछ पैसा अगर रह जाता है कि फाइनेंस कुछ रह जाता है, दैट इज रिलेटेड टू दैट इज प्रॉपर कैसे सरप्लस को यूज करेंगे उसको जानना चाहिए, क्योंकि वी नो दैट इज द अनदर, दैट इज द व्हाट हैपन, द मैक्सिमाइजिंग द व्हाट द फर्म्स वैल्यू, दैट वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस. दैट इज so all the things. So this is the one of the first revision classes of the Unit-1, and I hope that is another revision classes will be carried in this unit. Okay, my dear students, take care of the subject and take care of your health. Okay, and go regular by studying all the things, making notes, and clear your doubts. If any doubts are there, then you can direct contact through phone numbers or through the group chattings or whatever may be. So always in contact with the studies. Okay, never ignore or the neglect in your studies. It is a very very high, that is important to you. All of the subject, all the faculties and the teachers are ready to clear your doubt. Okay, so come forward. Any doubt, anything you can have, or that is direct contact to me. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.